Good morning. This is Andy Turner. I'm joined by Jen Bassman here at the New York State 4-H office at Cornell. We also have Josh Kligman with National 4-H Council with us this morning, and Vicki Giarratano from Broome County, the Executive Director in Broome County. We welcome you to our 4-H Grows webinar update. We're going to take you through some highlights of what's happening with 4-H Grows at the national level, also what's happening here in New York State, including some examples of how local counties are implementing 4-H Grows with Vicki's support. We'll have some time for some questions and answers at the end. Also, this webinar is being recorded, and we will post it to the website for the upcoming Executive Leadership Conference, encouraging executive directors to take a look at this before the conference so that there's some opportunity for more dialogue and questions as we move towards the year 2 of the National 4-H Grows campaign. So we've got a lot of exciting things to share with you. Really appreciate you taking the time to join us this morning. I'm going to pull up our PowerPoint, and then I'm going to turn it over to Josh to start us out with some highlights on the overall campaign at the national level. And go to Okay, so we've done the introductions, and we're going to move on with Josh now.
All right, thanks, Andy. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for taking the time today. I really appreciate it. Appreciate you having me here. I want to talk about what we're doing at the state level in New York with the Grow True Leaders campaign, tell you what we're up to at National 4-H Council on the national level with the campaign, so you can see how the marketing going on in your counties and in the state office in New York relates to what other states are doing, other states that are part of this investment campaign, and what we're doing at National 4-H Council. We'll keep this as a highlight for you, and let's go to the next slide, and we're going to take a look here at the overview of what National 4-H Council has been bringing to this campaign. So it's a quick reminder, this campaign is looking to target moms of school-age kids that those moms were in 4-H, where they have the potential for their kids to be involved in 4-H, or the kids already are in 4-H. So we're reaching out to that audience because that's the largest population, about 35% of the 25 million alumni that we don't have information on a national basis. So as New York is participating in finding these people, we're driving towards that by various activations and promotions that are going on constantly. On a national level, we're doing things like getting national publications in the media outlets that you see on your TV screen right now, and we've have impressions out there of almost 4 billion since we started this campaign during April of last year. And if we were to pay for all these great media placements that you see, like TV public service announcements running through your local Comcast cable provider, or articles written in blogs online or covered by NPR or People Magazine, we would have paid on a national level $22 million. But we have pro bono agencies and low-cost agencies that we work with where our costs are extremely minimal. We paid $0 for that paid advertising space, working hard for public relations. Let's jump to the next slide here, Andy, please. And I want to show you what it looks like in terms of other states participating in this campaign. And on a national level, we have 30 states. I am the director of field marketing and training for the Northeast. So the states that are in the light green, yellowish color on the top right are mine, plus Virginia, North Carolina. And I work closely with all of you, particularly Andy and Jen, the state office, as a marketing consultant to help guide the goals that you say are most important to you on the marketing front to help make this campaign a success. So I work with 7 institutions, land-grant universities in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, in the Mid-Atlantic regions. before we go to the next slide, I just want to let you know that in a few minutes we're going to go through a menu of services that that we offer to all investor states, and what in particular we've been providing for New York. We'll go through the metrics in terms of what New York's marketing goals are for the Grow True Leaders campaign and where we stand with those goals. But right now I want to show you a public service announcement video that we created at National 4-H Council with our pro bono advertising agency at the time in Los Angeles, that puts together that's playing all around the country on TV networks through media partnerships that we have that contribute to those numbers that you just saw in the last slide. So Andy, if you advance, I think it should just start playing automatically.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our technical skills, our math, our engineering skills. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our organizational skills, our problem-solving skills. You're going to need our determination, our honesty, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.
So we're working hard to get that on as many TV channels as we can. I know we're working with investor states like New York to do the same. So we'll go into what's going on at the state level soon. But I want to kick it over to Vicki right now, who's going to talk about New York State's successes and accomplishments.
Thank you so much. Can everyone hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Andy and Josh. First and foremost, Broome County has been super excited about the 4-H Grows campaign, and I just want to thank Josh, you all down at National 4-H, and Andy at the State 4-H office. There's no way that Cornell Cooperative Extension in Broome could have put this effort into marketing. And at the end of all of our 4-H events, we ask our leaders to glow and grow. So what were their highlights? And some of the highlights, let's see, people can't hear me, so how is that? Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. So some of the highlights that we have here in Broome and the leaders have been saying is, thank you so much for the marketing that you've done. It's really changed how we do programming. We're implementing it and integrating it within our programming. The way they want to grow, just so you know, because they do give that glow and grow, is they want to do more things together, our clubs and our leaders. So if we could have the next screen, that would be great. I want to talk about a little bit about what we did with this campaign. We integrated it into every single thing we do. It has increased our relevance in the community. It's increased our presence at the state level. It's really given us some credibility. And so some of the pictures you see here are just, I took them off Facebook, but this parent said another multi-generational picture from 4-H Grown photo booth at the state fair. Debbie started in 1980. She said at the county fair this year, Vicki, did you know that we're growing in new, I don't know how to fix that we're growing a whole new generation of 4-Hers. Is that better? Can you hear me? I guess is the question. I'm reading the chat and seeing folks can't hear. So can you hear me, Andy and Josh?
Seems okay right now.
Okay, wonderful. So this leader said that she is growing a future generation. She's a parent, a leader. The center picture is Kelly Campbell. She's our 4-H leader. She's 4-H Grown. She puts the 4-H campaign around her Facebook page. And then wonderfully, our young people are saying how they're 4-H Grown. So with self-confidence, we have a picture of Austin here. The hashtags, the entire campaign is being implemented in everything we do. And I'm going to show you just a few more pictures of how we've done this. So you could go to the next slide. And this was at our county fair. We were blooming in Broome. And so each of the young people took a picture and they showed how they grew in 4-H. So what you can't see is there's character, there's confidence, there's competence. I grew in my agriculture understanding, all sorts of different things here. I grew in engineering because of robotics. We've changed all of our shirts and our publications where we're asking for money on the 4-H Grows Here. This is a publication where we're explaining to people who are asking to give money to our program about 4-H and about how we grow 4-H within Broome County. So it's not just cows and chickens anymore. We're really connecting it to, as you see, the 3 pillars of 4-H. And in everything that's branded this way is kind of connecting it together. Our t-shirts all say 4-H Grows Here now, so we've really put it on everything. And then we went one step further and painted a big red wall as you walk into our building, and we're adding a few more of these. But we took what 4-H Council gave us and we ordered these and we framed them and we put them on our wall. So really we're sending a message to everyone in the community, to all our staff. We're really embracing the 4-H Grows campaign, and that's really helping us because it's helping us get sponsorships. Usually we're trying to pull in our sponsorships for county fair right till the end. We're already at what we made last year, and county fair is still 2 months away. Our t-shirts, what else did I want to share about these ones? I think we can go to the next slide actually. You will see 4-H Grows Here everywhere. So whether it's with our alumni, whether it's on our Facebook page, on all of our marketing, we've just taken it. The little green, the white sign with the green, those were really inexpensive to order. The pull-up signs, we invested a little bit of money so that way we could have, it explains everything, right? And it's a consolidated messaging. And so here's one of our youth, and he's doing his public presentations, and he is talking about actually how he's grown in 4-H and how it's given him the ability to feel connected to a group of people where he felt really disconnected, and that he's brought his experiences in 4-H to band. And so this has helped our leaders, it's helped our parents, it's helped the community, and it's helped the young people really connect to why 4-H. We've created consistency through this marketing. We've created easier public understanding. And I just want to say this is so worth the investment. I could have never paid $500 to get this type of marketing. And I'm so excited, Josh, for what you have next and the next session or season that we have for the marketing campaign. We know that there's a 5-year marketing campaign with state and national 4-H. So we've started and followed the 5-year plan. So we focused on 4-H Grows Here, and then we're going to connect it to the 4-H's. So our youth in all their presentations at their fairs, at their programs, they're going to next year connect their heads. How do they connect their heads, and how are you growing within your head? And then onward, of course, their hands, and then their health and their heart. And so we're just really excited to be part of the campaign. And again, I can't thank you all enough. Josh, I think that's back to you.
Thanks, Vicki. And that's an amazing usage of the variety of signs that we have on the Marketing Online Resource Center online. So if you haven't visited there, you can get all those assets that Vicki used and all those great pictures at 4h.org/MORC. That stands for Marketing Online Resource Center. You can sign up. It's free and download and print the same. So what you see in front of you here on the right-hand side is a list of just the highlights of that comes from a menu of items that investor land-grant universities are able to receive as part of this Grow True Leaders investor marketing program. On the left are a few highlights of what anybody in the system receives as part, whether you're part of the investor program or not. But on the right-hand column, I really want to focus on a few of these. There's a lot of dedicated staff support and consultation, like I mentioned before, that we arrange. We customize a lot of assets too, and work hard with Jen to do that. So when you see things like the great new website for New York State that Jen built, a lot of the imagery and brand messaging you see on there is part of that. And then behind the scenes, there's a lot of conversations that we have with Jen and Andy, like at boot camps and trainings that we do to talk about the strategy behind all this. So if you're interested, I have a PDF of the full menu of items that New York receives as being a 4-H Grows investor state that we can always email around. But for now, let's go to the next slide, Jen and Andy. And I want to take you through one second as we get there.
Hang on, we're getting there.
No problem.
It seems to be stuck on this slide. It must be a really important slide.
Really important slide. Yeah, exactly.
Click on the screen
Well,
and then try to.
while Andy's pulling that up, I'll give you a quick. Oh, here we go. So what we did as part of the swag team last fall was sat down and figure out, all right, with all these great marketing resources that we're going to have in New York, where we really want to focus, because there's a lot of work already being done. It's not reasonable to add more to anybody's plate. So within the activities that are going on, within the programming that's going on, where can we really focus marketing efforts and get the biggest bang for our buck? So we set out with 4 main priority goals for the year, starting with number 1 on the left side of your screen: find more alumni to market to. So I mentioned that there's 25 million alumni nationwide where we don't have the contact information. How many of those are in New York? And we don't know that exact number, so we want to find more. So Andy and team set a goal to find 3,000 new alumni email addresses by the end of this calendar year. We'll get into where we're at on the next slide, but for now I just want to go through these goals. Also, the foundation was there, and Tayshawn and Emmeline talked about increasing donations. So they're working on setting a goal of their own from individuals and corporations. The third goal you see here is to communicate the value of this campaign and all the great branding that comes with it at the county level. And that's coming through a number of different areas, like on the Friday marketing updates, you'll see a 4-H Grows Here section, and the great resources and opportunities from webinars to new logos that you can use in your signs are in there. And the idea here is to get all counties and the state level and the foundation with the same look and feel, so that when that alumni audience starts to see that consistency, no matter where they go across the state, or they turn on the TV and they see the PSAs coming in from a national level, they are really seeing the same thing across 4-H. It'll be the 4-H they remembered from when they were kids, the 4-H that they'll want for their kids and their neighbors' kids, and start talking about it. And that's where there's the elimination of brand confusion. There's the understanding of why 4-H is relevant today and what you have going on in your county and on the state level. And the fourth goal here is to find influencers, 4 of them, that can really take New York by storm and have a platform that they can stand on, and an audience that'll listen, whether it's across Twitter or in a newspaper or on TV, and talk about their 4-H experience and their interest, whether it be science, healthy living, or citizenship, to people that want to listen to drive that same consistency home. So let's go to the next slide, please, and we're going to talk about where we stand with these goals right now. I provide a dashboard to everybody that wants to see it and get involved in the state of New York that shows where New York State is on these goals. So I'm going to take you through this briefly, but let's start on the top left. We said we have a goal of 3,000 new emails. Right now, what we track is a little over 1,000. So we're a third of the way there. We have the rest of the calendar year to get to that goal of 3,000. And so far, from what I know, these are all that National 4-H Council has provided. We send them monthly. We send the physical addresses if they have them too. So there is the ability to sort them by county if you have to or want to divvy these up. So this is going back to last August. If on the county level you have other alumni that you have been in contact with and you have their information, we can add them to this list. And the idea here is to start marketing to these 1,000 new alumni and all the other ones that you may have in your on your list, in your database, and start letting them know about what you have coming up in terms of events, when it's time to donate money, and continue to do this throughout the year. On the bottom left of your screen, you'll see a headline that says more registrants. This comes back to the idea of local branding and that website I mentioned, 4H.org/MORC, and that's the Marketing Online Resource Center. The more that all 4-H professionals in all counties in New York can go on this website and use these great assets that we have, even if it's just for a major event like National Youth Science Day or National 4-H Week, the more that we know and we can track that everybody's on the same page. So as part of this investment, we're trying to get to that consistent branding. We're working on tactics to align with the strategies I mentioned earlier. And it looks like 43 out of the goal of 75 New York 4-H professionals are registered for the Marketing Online Resource Center. So if you know someone that's not registered, you can sign up today. And more importantly, if you want to learn how to use the assets, there's a number of people here, including myself, that can probably walk you through the website and give you a little preview and show you what's there for your use. On the right-hand side of your screen is all about the value of public relations and the value of PSAs that we have. A lot of this is at a national level, but if you look on the middle where it says New York State TV and radio PSA value, those are the important numbers that I want you to see. And these are actually through the end of April. They've jumped considerably in the last month. So while through the end of April, you're at almost a $500,000 in TV and radio PSA value, which is the amount of money you would have had to pay to get airtime to run the TV spot that you just saw would have been $500,000 over the last year or so. It's actually a little over $600,000. And we have a one sheet that recaps everything you're seeing on this slide and the next one that details all the updated numbers. So we can send that around as a recap. Just to the right there, you'll see 194 million impressions. So that's the number of times the TV spot has been seen just in the state of New York. And that number now is over 300 million. So it's jumped considerably in May. So all the activities you've been having going on recently, whether it's getting ready for camp or fair season or having a lot of alumni, that target audience we're going after, see these numbers. So let's go to the next slide here. This next slide is going to be the second and final slide of this marketing dashboard that we're continually updating. I just want to point out one thing on here, and that's on the bottom left where it says key influencers. Top Chef and Food Network star Ann Burrell, and also your own 4-H alum, Lazarus Lynch, have been a big part of talking to their audiences across social media, on TV. Laz was just on a Top Chef championship show where he won, and he was playing for 4-H, and or I should say cooking for 4-H, and he wanted to donate money back to 4-H if he won, which he's doing in the amount of I believe it's $50,000. And they're just really speaking up about the 4-H program in New York specifically wherever they can. So we're finding these people to talk to these audiences like alumni moms wherever we have the opportunity. And on the right-hand side are brand adoption milestones. Again, just like we want more people on the Marketing Online Resource Center, we're trying to provide more trainings that we have, and we have trainings every other month just for the 4-H Grows investment states that are available for everybody that's on this call, every 4-H professional in the state, to learn about different things like how to optimize your county or club Facebook page, to best practices across sending emails to alumni and onwards. So with that, I think, Jen, I'm going to kick it over to you to talk about supporting local partnerships.
Are we unmuted?
Yes, you're good to go.
Awesome. So I just wanted to go over a couple new things that we're working on here at the state office to support the national work that Josh and team are going and providing for us, that will be specific to New York State, things that are rolling out here at the end of year 1 and will be available throughout all of year 2. The first part is the Mindy. We had to have a Mindy to go with the MORC. So the Mindy is the marketing in New York and display items. Had to work really hard to come up with something to make that work, but I figured it out. And basically what we're doing is we're taking some of the tools that are available from the MORC and then adopting those to make them specific for New York. So you'll see many of the same things, but they'll be featuring the New York State 4-H logos. We may also, as time goes on and we are able to have our some photography from our own events included in there, our own logos. We're rolling out a new 4-H Safe Space logo that'll be available. So things that are specific to our state would be available on that. So the MORC is awesome, and there's so many resources on there. It's amazing. The graphics are wonderful and they're high quality. You can find anything that you need there. But the Mindy will be tools that are designed just for our state and won't be quite as vast and obviously amazing as the full MORC. So we're working on that. There's a few things we're building out right now, so that'll be available. And so that'll be something that we can do to sort of customize and identify things that are specific for New York State. The other thing that we are working on rolling out is 2 full brand new traveling booth displays that will be rolling out for fairs and camps this summer. We have these great new step and repeat backdrops that will be traveling around, full social media photo booths that will have frames and props to encourage people to share photos and utilize those hashtags and some of those great things that Vicki was talking about. We have some new really nice table displays with it's called display boards that can be customized for each county, so that you can not only will it be uniform, for the state and national branding, but then you can utilize that to highlight specifics for your counties. And then it will also come with anything that you need for continuing to gather raise your hand sign up materials for the alumni, collecting more alumni information. So we're putting this together now. I'm hoping that we'll have one up and ready for our very first county fair in Portland, which is my county fair. So that's the first county that we look to have that out for. So those are 2 really exciting new things that will help both promote what's going on in New York State and bring some of that national branding that Josh has been working on out to fairs, to camps, to get more engagement with the public and hopefully just keep the good work rolling. I think we have, Josh, we have one more video to show. You want to, the next video is?
Yeah, so let's walk through it and then I'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll play it and then Josh will talk about it.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi.
I'm Carla Hall.
Hi.
Well, welcome to the Chew.
Thank you.
Do you cook?
I made sweet potato pie.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. You're going to sort of shadow me around. You'll go down and you'll see the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the show, I'll take you to my restaurant. How's that?
Awesome.
We have food there.
Yes.
All right, cool. Let me show you my dressing room. All of my glasses are here, and then all my necklaces. It's very girly.
Mm-hmm.
Your hair looks amazing, by the way. It looks really, really good. So let me show you the makeup room. Some of the skills that I've learned in 4-H that have helped me in my life and career are being adventuresome and trying something new. It's in this room that we kind of go over our day and then we find out stories, and Michael Simon kind of shares them on air. That's what this happens. I think it's really about opening up the 4-Hers' eyes into where you can go and the potential and to have no limitations. So let's go downstairs.
There's so many great pastry chefs in America, but he's got it going on. Kelly, I'm going to say, these are adorable. These are adorable.
You think Carla? I saw it, I found it, I rescued it, I ate it.
Thank you.
Bye. All right. go to Brooklyn.
So being like on Top Chef, were you intimidated?
I had to believe in myself and understand the value of what I did and not try to be like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that 4-H teaches you.
All the skills that you're gonna need in life, you learn that in 4-H. Like no matter what career path you go through, you're gonna need those skills.
All right, let's put that one on top. Wait for it. Wait for it. All right, there you go. That is your creation. Look at that. Look how light they are. Taste it.
I like it.
Good job.
When talking to you, you make me feel like, hey, you know, you can do this too. You can accomplish it.
By bringing you along to the CHU and bringing you here, I feel like I'm investing in the future. So thank you.
So we look to investor states like New York first when we're looking to create videos like that with celebrities like Carl Hall and take 4-H youth and collegiate youth, like you see there onto TV shows on ABC. You could see her there in the background if you caught that quickly, and give them those job shadowing experiences so they can take the programs that you're teaching them and tie it to career extension possibilities, and then we can package it up like that in a video for the purpose of highlighting it, sharing it with the media, and trying to get other stories written about 4-H New York, so that we can further highlight your program and target our alumni audiences. So that's that. I mean, should we open it up to any questions, Andy, or let me kick it back to you first and you can wrap it up?
Great. Thank you, Josh. We are definitely going to open it up now for questions. We just wanted to give you a really big overview and the highlights, let you know what's happening, and that this campaign is working. We're not even through year one, and we have a tremendous number of success stories, both nationally and here in New York State. There's a lot going on in cooperative extension. We know how busy you all are, and it's not easy to stay tuned in. So this was a chance to give you a sense of how things are moving forward, to thank you for the County Association investments from year one, and to give you a chance to ask questions. We are absolutely committed to year two of the campaign. Director Watkins has committed significant funds once again from Extension Administration. The New York State 4-H Foundation Board is completely committed as well to continuing the partnership moving forward. And we will be reaching out to county associations again and asking for your participation in this campaign for year two. Hopefully you see from some of what we're sharing with you that we're utilizing the resources very effectively. We're working very well with National 4-H Council. And the investment we're making in the 4-H brand is absolutely starting to have an impact here in New York State. I'm hoping you can see that locally. We want to help you if you're not. But that's really where we are. It's been an exciting first year. And we will touch on this a little bit at the upcoming ELC meeting. But the idea of getting this webinar out there was so you could have some advanced knowledge of what's happening, so we don't have to spend as much time on it at the conference, but also so you could share this with others locally, this webinar, as well as your board members, if that seems appropriate to you. So we're going to stop the PowerPoint now, and we're going to open it up to questions. You can feel free to unmute, or also if you have a question you'd like to put in the chat. And I know, Vicki, you had another comment you would like to make to the group, so maybe we could start with you.
I want to make sure folks can hear me. I just had one last thought to share. Because we connected to the Facebook and Instagram, and we added the hashtags, not to only ours, but then we connected it to state and national 4-H. National 4-H picked up 4 different posts and shared our post right here from Broome County. That raises Broome County and New York State to a level that's seen by funders, other states, and we shared that locally. So we kept promoting it and sharing it too. We're making the most that we can from this. And I feel like we're making 4-H excellent. Not that it already wasn't, but people didn't know about it. And people are drawn to excellence. And so our senator actually reached out to us, and we've expanded an Ag in the Classroom program. And I really believe that if we didn't have this type of marketing and we were still putting everything on felt boards and trying to create our own, those things wouldn't have happened. And so I'm putting it out there, and I'll email this to people, but feel free to email our educator, Kelly Campbell. She's awesome at this, KMC 86. She has fun ways to implement within your county, and it takes a little time to do, but it's really, really well worth it. So those were just my final thoughts I wanted to share.
Thanks, Vicki. We do see a question in the chat about the availability of the displays, and the idea there is, in fact, that we will make them available to your county to utilize at your events. With only 2 full displays, we'll have some logistical issues there to work through, but
Yep.
we may ask you to bring it from one county to a neighbor.
Yep.
But we'll utilize our network to try to support you.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's very often where there's more than 2 county fairs going on at any one time, so hopefully there won't be too many logistical issues. And we do have parts and pieces for more than two booths, just not full booths. So we only have 2 step and repeat banners. We've got more pieces for other things. So yes, I'm happy to work with everyone to get them as many resources as we possibly can. So there you go.
Jen, do we want folks to reach out to you
Yes.
to start?
Yes. And there'll be some information coming up in Friday News really shortly. As soon as I have all of the pieces in my possession, I just want to make sure I have everything that I need before I start promising everything. There was also a question earlier about, and maybe Josh, you can speak to this a little bit, about the decision to target alumni with kids versus targeting alumni under 30 who may have been out of 4-H less time and not have kids yet. Speaking to sort of which alumni we're targeting and how we reach out to them.
Yeah, so we're targeting all alumni, and we have a lot of marketing efforts going on, especially at I'm speaking from the national perspective. Our primary audience is where the most number of alumni are, which happens to be those Gen X alumni moms with school-age kids. So when we get to different channels, we think about which audience members are in those channels. So in social media, we may look at a platform like Facebook and see that there's a wide variety of I'm speaking generally here, but as an example, there's a wide variety of alumni on there, so we can speak broadly. But if we're going to do targeted paid advertising from the national level, where we have an opportunity to target just people in a certain age group that fit that demographic, we'll do that because that's our primary goal. But we're reaching out to all alumni around the country through a lot of different efforts. Does that answer that question for whomever asked that?
Well, I guess the other thing that I could add to that is within the 4-H online registration system, we've talked a little bit about rolling, as soon as people roll out of 4-H at 18, automatically putting them into an alumni database. So that is one way we would start collecting information going forward of the younger set of alumni as we go on. So obviously that would be a process that would begin this year, but going forward, every year at the end of that registration year, anybody who ages out at 18 would then just be automatically rolled into an alumni database.
The other thing we're working on and will be coming out very soon, we want to make sure there's communication with all of the alumni who are raising their hand before too much time goes by. So Jen has been working on a 4-H alumni newsletter that we will be getting out, getting them connected to 4-H in New York State, not just through the national website that they've already enrolled on. So that's ready to go pretty quickly here.
Should be this week.
So we will be, making sure that we're connecting with these folks, and they're not just only being connected to national 4-H. So we have another question here. We have a question about Empire Farm Days and whether we can do some of this there. I think that's possible. We'll have to see too what else is going on in terms of that's still within the fair season, but that's a really good idea to have a presence at Empire Farm Days, a pretty good location to perhaps find some alumni.
I also see a question on here about photos on the Marketing Online Resource Center. The question was, I've been on work before, and although we are evolving as a program, there are more images of some of our traditional focus areas. So we have some images of traditional focus areas on there now, but we're aware that we want to expand on those. We just did a photo shoot in the Midwest. I want to say Illinois or Iowa, and those are in production now. So there'll definitely be more to come, and we'll keep adding those. But those will be coming soon. So we're always looking to keep adding those. And all the photos and all the images that you see, like the one in the background on the screen here, not behind me, but behind Jen and Andy, are real 4-Hers from around the country doing actual 4-H activities that we've captured in most regions, if not all, around the country.
And the great thing about using those photographs provided by the National 4-H is, one, I mean, the quality is excellent. They're high res, all of that. But two, we have the permissions to utilize those photographs. You don't have to worry about what did I get the parents' permissions to use these photographs? Is it okay if I share them on social media? I mean, we do obviously all want to be promoting and telling our own stories about what's going on in our own counties and things like that. But for marketing and branding, it's really nice to have like what I call safe photographs to be able to use and not have to worry about, are you going to have an angry parent? Are you going to have someone who's uncomfortable because you shared a photo that you weren't sure if that parent was okay with? So that's just another reason why these assets are just so valuable.
There's a question about whether Broome County developed our own, and we did not. We just took what was available and we just ordered them through a company. And so they are available for all, for everyone to use.
And if anybody has questions about what company to order things from, or how to order turn something like this that you find on 4-H or on the MORC or the Mindy into something like a standing banner, you're welcome to email me at any time. I often order these things, and it can be a little overwhelming if you haven't done any of that before to know what you're trying to get. And I'm happy to answer any of those questions. It's definitely not a problem.
So I'm not seeing anything new on the chat or the Q&A. Let's wait a minute or so and see if there are other questions. Please jump in. We appreciate your time this morning. Vicki and Josh, are there any other things coming to mind that we should conclude with?
No, not that I can think of.
Not for me, thank you.
Excellent. Well, we will be available, obviously, to answer other questions that come up. We'll be able to touch on some of this again when we visit a week from this Wednesday, I think Thursday morning, actually, at the Executive Leadership Conference here at Cornell. So we thank you all for participating this morning, and I really want to thank Jen, Josh, and Vicki. We pulled this all together in a couple of days, everyone's super busy right now. And that's going to continue pretty much until I think November or so. So thank you all for joining us, and looking forward to talking with you more and sharing more success stories of 4-H growth here in New York State. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day.